we have an important update, and it's this. Please, please, please stop trying to change your culture. And you're like, what? What? Haven't you been talking to us about years about how culture eats strategy for breakfast? And the answer is yes. It is true that culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's a fact. And that shifting your culture is one of the most important things you do. But what we've been trying to explain, which is the reason for this update, is that trying to work on culture, it's not something you work on directly. So the updated message is this: please focus on tactics and strategy. And you're like, what? When you focus on tactics and strategy, if I focus on tactics and strategy, how will my culture change? And the answer is that everything that you do changes culture. Every time you have an interaction, you're either shifting your culture towards a traditional organization, or you're shifting your culture towards an evolutionary organization. So everything counts. So the shift, and this is the big news update, we finally figured after all these years of teaching leaders around the globe, the big shift is that when you focus interaction by interaction, tactic by tactic, strategy by strategy, that is how to create a shift in culture. Not by trying to change your culture, but by getting exquisitely good at each interaction point, each tactic, each strategy point. So what does that mean very practically? Well, it means that the book Leading Beyond Change suddenly becomes very, very important because it's giving you exactly what the traps are and what the success patterns are. So our whole training line, our flagship training, our Cal 1 or Cal EO, has been fully updated to align with Leading Beyond Change so that we give people those practical nuggets. I'll give an example, one very, very concrete example that will help you develop a continuous learning organization in your environment, which is, as a leader, what do you focus more on? Production, getting things done, or production capability? And it's not that there's a competition, it's and. High performance companies know that production and production capability go together. That when we have a balanced approach to supporting both of them, we end up winning. So it's one very, very practical thing is to remember you're including focus on time for learning, getting better. That's going to create your long-term success and help in the short term. So that's my update for today. If you want to stay around, I'll give you a company update. So here's the company update. Audrey and I just finished running our episode 1 of the Academy of Leadership Mastery here at our new home in just south of Boston in Massachusetts. And it went really, 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 really well. So very excited about that we're able to create a space for leaders who want to evolve, who want to do the deeper work to create that kind of change. As well, we've just completely revamped our flagship leading training, our level 1 self-framework training, the Cal or Cal EO. And that's been incredible. We ran our first course with this new training and got incredible feedback. So we're very excited. What's been a roller coaster for many people over all these years, we've dialed it back down to make it much, much more accessible to leaders. So they have the immediate practical shifts that they need. So that's not all. There's a lot more coming. Our company name is actually changing from Shift 314 to something else. And there's a whole story behind that, but I'll save that for another time. Thanks so much for listening and be awesome out there.